It's Christmas time, and all across America, people are decking the halls, spreading good cheer, and, oh yeah, putting up a few decorations. In Frisco, Texas, Jeff and Bridget Trykowski know that the only thing better than 50,000 lights is 50,000 lights set to music. In Muskogee, Oklahoma, Jason Jones's Holiday Inflatables collection is getting bigger by the minute.
Merry Christmas, everybody!
And nobody, and I mean nobody, does Christmas like Brooklyn, New York. Just ask Robert DeLauro.
This is it. This is Christmas in Dyker Heights. Yeah!
It's all ahead on Magnificent Obsessions.
I don't think of it as a hobby. It's a big part of my life.
I started collecting. I kept going.
I kept going. I kept going. And that's what I'm looking for.
Our Christmas tale begins in Brooklyn, and our tour guide is native New Yorker Robert DeLauro. Robert lives in Dyker Heights, and his house is just one of the hundreds that go a little crazy around the holidays.
I live in Brooklyn my whole life, born and raised here. I work here. And hey, since I'm a little kid and I didn't even live in Dyker Heights, we used to come cruising around Dyker Heights Christmas time, looking at all the lights, you know, oohing and ahhing at everything. Well, to me, Brooklyn is a family neighborhood. I know across the country, maybe across the world, we get a bad rap. We're a tough neighborhood where, you know, things go on, but it's really not like that. Brooklyn is so cool to live in. I think I'm obsessed with Christmas, not particularly Christmas lights, just Christmas in general. I do like the lights, I do like the presents, I do like the music, I do like the feeling you get around Christmas time. So yeah, I'm obsessed with Christmas, but not only with Christmas lights, with the whole idea of Christmas. Really nice. Nice time of year, best time of the year.
Meanwhile, 1,500 miles away in Frisco, Texas, Jeff and Bridget are putting the finishing touches on their megawatt masterpiece.
Now that she's not here, I can finish quickly. And mark my words, when she comes back out, she'll want me to redo the entire thing. Looks done to me.
Actually, no. We got a little work up here to do.
Damn.
Although they don't agree on everything, they do share a love of Christmas that goes back to when each of them were kids.
As far as when we decided to start putting up lights, it really has been a given. I've always done it with my family. And when we got married and just the two of us, we have a family of our own now, we decided that together we'd start putting up Christmas lights. And 3 years ago, when we ran out of space, we said, what else do we do other than buy the neighbor's house or expand their yard? We said, let's make them flash. And let's make them work with music. And the rest is history. Our display has over 50,000 Christmas lights in it. At peak, it pulls 118 amps of power. In the yard, there are over 4.1 miles of total wiring, including over 2 miles or 10,000 feet of extension cords.
There are house rules when the light display is on outside. I can't run the dishwasher, and more importantly, I can't run the dryer because Jeff says it pulls a lot of electricity.
Welcome to my roof. Up here I have 30 individual snowflakes and several hundred C9 clear lights. All the snowflakes are held up here with little shingle clips, and each snowflake is individually controlled through these extension cords. From the computer control panel, we can turn each individual snowflake on or off, make it twinkle, dim, shimmer, whatever we want to do. We can get the effect of falling snow, a blizzard. It looks really, really neat. This is our front yard. We have over 8,000 square feet of yard that's covered in a grid-like light formation. The lights in the front yard are covered in mini lights every foot apart, both vertically and horizontally throughout the yard. It's probably the most labor-intensive part of the display, both the measurement part as well as laying the lights down and testing them to get them all to work. The grid does a lot of different motions. It goes back and forth, side to side. It can strobe, it can flash, It looks really, really impressive at night. We have a 30-foot tree in the front yard that's 4 feet in the ground and 400 pounds of concrete. Then it has 3 guy wires that are each 200 pounds of concrete. The tree itself has 9,600 lights. That's 4,800 of these clear lights and 4,800 of these multicolored lights, a 400 light star, and a single strobe light on top for a total of 10,001 lights. My favorite part of putting up our Christmas display is working with all of our friends and family who come together to help us. It's just a lot of fun putting the display up and everyone bonding, really having a good time. It's really worth it once you see it all lit up, and it's doubly worth it once you see everything animated to music.
Meanwhile, deep in the heart of Muskogee, Oklahoma, this mild-mannered banker and dedicated father has a Christmas secret of his own.
My name is Jason Jones, and this is my magnificent obsession. We are at the castle in Muskogee, Oklahoma. Proud to be an Okie from Muskogee. I started my inflatable addiction at my house about 5 or 6 years ago, and it outgrew my house. And last year, I started a drive-through park out here at the castle. They were not using the grounds for any Christmas activities, so I thought it would be great to bring it out here. Last year I had 375 air-blown inflatables out here. This year we're going to have over 1,000. What we're doing here is this kind of our Santa land is what we call it. This is Santa doing multi things. I mean, you got Santa in a NASCAR here with the elves helping him out, from Santa in a hot air balloon, Santa taking off in his sleigh. Santa does it all here, and you're able to drive through this area and see Santa busy doing everything in the world that he could possibly do. You know, to be honest with you, I don't know how many Santas we have here total. A whole bunch.
Maybe Jason has lost count of his Santas, but down in Frisco, Texas, Jeff knows exactly how many lights it takes to drive the crowd wild. 50,000 and counting.
This is the front of our display. It's a 400 light mini tree connected to a single extension cord. This extension cord starts here and connects up to other extension cords from other trees. It then picks up elements of the big mega tree. Continuing along, it picks up the deer, the big oak tree, other things scattered around the yard. You can see the pile starting to get fairly large. It joins other cords from the bushes and from the side of the house until we come back here to Chaos Central, where 176 extension cords all come together to go into 11 control boxes. Each board controls up to 16 extension cords. They all get plugged in to a numbered line, and then from here, the computer, across these wires, tells a certain channel to turn on and turn off at a given time. This goes up into my attic, connects inside to my computer, which is where all the lights are controlled from. In the computer, we tell every strand of lights out in the yard, down to individual lights like the icicles on the right side of the house, to the 12th snowflake on the roof, to go on and off at a certain time during the music. We do that repeatedly for all 240 elements outside the house. And then as you go across in time, as you go through a song, you've got the different elements as they turn on or off. And each of these lines that are vertical correspond to a beat in the music. For example, when I want to turn the snowman on, I simply click here, and it comes on. Up on the lawn, I can turn it on. I can make it shimmer. I can make it twinkle randomly. I can fade it all the way on, or I can even fade it off, all from the comfort of my office.
Back in Brooklyn, Robert is actually using the same software that Jeff does to set his lights to music. But in Robert's case, let's just say he's not overthinking it.
Well, this is the brains of the operation. This is my basement. This is where everything comes in. This is where it happens. These are all extension cords. You need them to put the show on. This may look like chaos to you, but I know exactly where everything goes. This is the computer that controls the lights. So it works like this. The computer controls this box, and this box controls the lights outside. Pretty simple. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. How fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, how fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Let's see, all on. Very nice. I like it. The way the synchronization goes is you listen to the song and you say, jingle bells, I might want red, green, red, jingle bells. Kind of rewind, back up, do it again. Didn't like that. Maybe it should fade in. There's a million different combinations, a million different ways to do it. It's all up to personal taste. I mean, when you're done programming, you're sick of the song, you know. You're done, you know. Say, I'm done, put it on the shelf, it's done. I don't want to hear that song again. Till Christmas time rolls around. Then you can't wait to go and hear that song and see all your work up in lights.
Dashing through the snow, in a one-horse open sleigh, away.
This display that we put up is different, I think, than a lot of displays. We incorporate the religious part of it and also the commercial part of it. You see, my in-laws' house is decorated with a nativity, Jesus, Mary, Joseph, the wise men, shepherd. And then on my side of the display here, my house, I have Santa Claus, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Frosty the Snowman, something for the kids, something for the adults, and I think it appeals to everyone.
Looks like Robert's display is in full swing. But Jason Jones's Inflatable Park opens in a few hours, and he still has a lot of setting up to do.
This here is Matt Hiller. He does all the electric out here. Without him, I couldn't even turn these things on. So I'll tell you this, every dollar store in this town is out of cords, and every time they get them in, we buy every bit that they have.
If you count the wire above head, in the ground, and laying on the ground to plug all these in.
We could probably have enough to get all the way up to New York City if you add it all together. This is my semi. I have hundreds of inflatables stored in here. My hobby's never gone too far. There's still room for a lot more. I have over 1,000 up this year, and I'm gonna put more up next year. You know, I'm trying to think about what my hobby costs. I'm afraid to really think about it, but I know it's in the thousands of dollars. I know that it's in the high thousands of dollars. I couldn't tell you how much, seeing that inflatables run from $20 to $250, and I'm kind of scared to know the total price. I try not to look at that. After the money's been spent, I don't want to know what it costs anymore. And I'm sure my wife doesn't either. These do not work off foot pump or blowing into them. I'd be out here all day just doing one or two. These all have contained fans that are on the bottom of these inflatables like such that suck in the air and keep the thing inflated. Once the power goes off, these melt to the ground, just like they are right now. Once plugged in, they come to life. All right, guys, I think we're about ready for some power on these. 1, 2, 3.
Coming up, 120 amps of power light up the Texas night, and a 220-pound elf gives us a tour of Dyker Heights, Brooklyn.
Merry Christmas from Dyker Heights, Brooklyn, New York, the best.
When Magnificent Obsessions continues.